Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. We are officially finished with the longest week in NFL season history. Incredible, incredible. So, just finished watching the game. We had the Steelers beat up on the beat up Ravens, and they almost let it slip away, but Steelers took it home and ran the ball into the ground, let the clock die out. And that's it. It's over. Now we are here with Speak Before You Think with your boy James T. We got episode 13. Let's get it. So we had a big week in football like usual. I fucking love it. Texans beat the Lions. Washington destroyed Dallas. Kind of thought that was going to happen. Bills beat the Chargers. Giants beat the Bengals in a tight game. Titans over the Colts, Vikings over the Panthers in a very crazy finish. Check out the highlights. Patriots beat the Cardinals in an unexpected victory. But the Cardinals are a little inconsistent. We'll go over that. Dolphins beat the Jets because why? The Jets suck. Browns beat the Jaguars. That's supposed to go down. Saints beat the Broncos, who played with a high school team. Niners beat the Rams, definitely going over that game. Chiefs beat the Bucks, we're definitely going over that too. Not as crazy as some of these experts that talking nonsense all week long. Then we got the Bears smacked up the Packers, and the Seahawks beat the Eagles. So that was the week. I'm going to go ahead and dive right in to the Niners versus Rams game because that's the game that I want to touch on quickly. And it surprised me. I was definitely caught off guard by the Rams just really not showing up offensively against the Niners. Maybe the Niners hit a switch, and that defense started moving. But really, I lost a lot of confidence in that Rams team. That was an odd game, very very odd. To lose to Mullins and whatever, and I mean, Deebo Samuel is phenomenal. We all know that, but to take over the game like that, I mean, very odd, very odd. I didn't like it. I knocked the Rams down in the power rankings. It wasn't something. It doesn't sit well with me. So it also gave an opportunity to the Cardinals to slide up. But they blew it also against the Patriots, against Cam, which I think Cam didn't even throw that much. It was just a Belichick game, just outsmarted the Cardinals coaching and Kyler. That wasn't a good one either. Cardinals had their chance to make a little move. They didn't take advantage of it. So that was a missed opportunity. Titans, Colts. That was a big divisional game. That was a good game if you guys watched it. So I picked the Colts to win the game because I actually thought that the Colts were going to slow down Derrick Henry a little bit. I mean, he had the best game against the best defense in the league, which another odd situation. You know, I talked a couple weeks ago about things just like football just being football, just unpredictable things, and something like that is one of them. The Cardinals game was one of them, and the Rams-Niners game was one of them. It's like you can't predict this. You can try. You might do well some weeks here and there, but man, you're not going to be 100%. These especially this season, there's a lot of surprises this season with great teams losing to mediocre teams, and this Falcons game this week, the Falcons beat the Raiders 43-6. I mean, seriously, 43-6. The Raiders, the team that we just watched last week, go toe to toe with the Chiefs, and beat the Chiefs earlier in the year, lost 43-6 to the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta's hot, I get it, but 43-6. They didn't even do anything. Now, look, it could be a product of having to travel across the country and whatnot and whatever excuses that we all come up with. But Professionals, you got to show up. You got to do what you got to do. I didn't expect this of John Gruden to not have his team prepared. It was very surprising. So that was really my point with the Colts and the Titans, is that some things are just unpredictable. I can't predict it. But Tannehill played phenomenal. Henry played phenomenal. It was a pleasure to watch, because if this happens, if the Titans happen to run into the Ravens, the Steelers, the Chiefs, I think, don't underestimate the Titans' ability to win those big games. They did it last year. I think they were still learning a little bit too when they ended up eventually losing. But man, they're a team to watch out for. I definitely like the Titans this season to potentially go to an AFC title. So I did a quick rundown of the games that I wanted to go over. I did the Niners, the Niners game, the Titans game, the Falcons game. Now let's focus in on this Chiefs-Bucks game, because just all this reports that come out about Bruce Arians calling the plays and Brady's not calling them, and then I hear another report that Brady's been calling them for a month. Bruce Arians hasn't been calling them. Just stop with the bullshit, because these news guys, man, they change the fucking narrative every single week. If the Bucks would have won, Mahomes and Andy Reid would have hated each other forever. And if the Chiefs win, now Brady hates Bruce Arians. It's really just to get the clicks and get us watching and bullshit. So, who really thought the Bucks were going to beat the Chiefs? Seriously, did anyone think that? I didn't think so. Did you guys think so? I don't think so. So, look, the Bucks had a lot of chance to win the game. The Chiefs are a better team, hands down. But the Chiefs went 3 and out a lot. Bucks had a lot of opportunities. Yeah, Brady made some mistakes. Do I expect it? Yeah, I expect it. It's not a surprise to me. The Chiefs are the best team. The Steelers and the Chiefs are the best team in the league. It's not, oh, the Bucks might be the best team in the league. They're not the best team in the league. So why would they beat the Chiefs? They only lost by 3. And Brady went off. So, I don't know. It's just another game. It was a great game. The better team won. And we'll see what happens down the line. Yeah, the Bucks are 7-5. They got like the easiest schedule coming up. They might not even lose another game. I'm talking about Brady having a best. He's about to go 11-5. With a brand new team, new system, new coach, new everything. A whole new lifestyle this guy has too. Living how many years in fucking Boston, and this guy's whole life just changed. So look, as far as the details of the game go, Mahomes had 460 yards passing. Okay? Half of them were to Tyreek Hill. Unstoppable, right? I mean, that cornerback on the Bucks was having a tough time. So, Tyreek Hill had 269 yards. He had more than half. That's incredible. I mean, seriously. Gronk had 100 yards. Evans didn't do a lot, but he had two touchdowns. Ronald Jones was doing good. Look, it came down to the mistakes. It's what every football game almost comes down to. What team makes more mistakes, turns the ball over more, and the other team capitalizes. And I'll tell you something, and you should already know this, don't turn the ball over on the Chiefs, because they're going to put up points. And that's what he did. And it is what it is. He's not going to meet up with the Chiefs again until the Super Bowl. And by then, if the Bucks do go to the Super Bowl, trust me, it ain't the same Bucks team you're seeing today. It's different. You guys know it's different. So, same thing with their first loss to the Saints. Am I really knocking that? Does that even count? I mean, come on. So, anyway, I'm good on that game. I don't have a problem with it. It is what it is. So, we're gonna move to my power rankings. Okay, Bop. We got 1 Steelers, Chiefs 2, Saints 3, Packers 4, Bills, Seahawks, and the Titans. Those extra 2 I threw in there. So you guys know where I stand. That's my power rankings. You guys have a problem with them? You want to switch them around or something? Hit me up in the comments. Okay? Argue with me. Hit me up. Instagram, Twitter. Whatever else they got. What else they got? They got TikTok? Holla at me. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I'm good with that. I actually think that until the Steelers lose, they're going to be number 1. So, we're never going to put the Chiefs above the Steelers until the Steelers lose, out of sheer respect. Do I think the Chiefs can beat the Steelers? I do. So that's a whole nother conversation. There's no proof to it until we see it. So that's that. Packers, I just got to respect the fact that they just keep winning. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I don't like some of the wins they have and some of the loss they have, but the record is the record. Football is football. And these guys, like I said, you never know what's happening week in and week out with some of these teams, and they just keep winning. So, congrats to them. You know, Bills just handling business, grinding through the season, getting those dubs. Respect them. Seahawks look like they're figuring it out a little bit on the defensive line. We'll see how this continues. I don't know if it's going to continue as much as a lot of people think, because they're talking a lot about, oh, they have a grade D now. Let's hit the brakes on some of that, because I like to see consistency. I want to see this. I want to see this week in and week out. I think we got 2 or 3 weeks of it. We need to see this through week 14, 15, into 16, and then we'll start to make a judgment on how far this defense can actually take them. So, Titans, like I said, be careful. The Titans will make some noise if you let your guard down. So that's it. That's the power rankings, and I'm gonna move now. I have a special today, so I'm gonna put up my, let's say, top 20-ish QB rankings, quarterback rankings this season from 1 down. I'll post them up somewhere, and I'll probably put them like right here, so you guys can check them out. And then I'll post it on my Instagram page, and you guys can argue with me and be like, yo, why is so and so there? Why isn't he there? He's better than him, and blah blah blah. And you guys can think that I'm gonna change it because of your opinion, but I'm not. So anyway, I do want to discuss something a little bit, I guess, in depth, we can say. The Carson Wentz issue. Pennsylvania. All right. This is what it is with Carson. All right. Jalen Hurts is not the answer. He's not. I'm thinking Carson Wentz has a confidence issue going on. He lost something. Whether it's from the injury or whether it's Frank Wright going to the Colts, there's something missing. When I used to watch Carson Wentz play his MVP season, as a Cowboy fan, I was scared shitless of this guy in our division because he was flawless and he looked amazing. But watching him, and I know decimated O-line, not good wide receivers, but he can't just get a pass on all this, because I've seen a lot of the games, and look, bad throws turn into interceptions, and sacks turn into fumbles, and it's just those little things in football games, like I said earlier, turnovers will ruin your team. Ezekiel Elliott did that to the Cowboys this season with a few key fumbles in certain points of the game that it doesn't benefit at all, and it makes the problem worse than it actually is because of what the other team now did back to you. So you fumble the ball or you throw an interception, now the team scored. But if you'd have just taken the sack, who knows? You punt the ball off, it goes 3 and out. At least the turnover didn't hurt you in that way. Maybe in a field position game it might have. But look, you get sacked, you turn the ball over, then they score. Whose fault is it? That's the O-line's fault? That's the wide receiver's fault? You throw an interception in the end zone this against the Seahawks when you have an opportunity to score that touchdown. Now the Seahawks come back and score, and it's like, okay, now we just took 2 steps forward and like 5 steps back. So I feel like this trend is happening with Carson Wentz. I'm not feeling it. I don't even like the way he looks in the pocket. Will things change next year? I don't have the answer. Do I want things to change? As a Cowboy fan, I don't. But as a football fan, I feel like Carson Wentz has a potential to be better than what he is. We saw it. So, look, he lost his elite status to me. He has to gain it back. He hasn't been in the league long enough, in my opinion, for me to give him the benefit of the doubt and be like, oh, well, we saw Carson MVP. Well, we saw Cam MVP also. So he just went. Now, we've seen Aaron Rodgers fall off. We've seen Brady have bad years, stuff like that. But the good years outweigh the one bad year. We look at some still ridiculous statistics for a bad season for Rodgers or Brady or Breeze or whoever we want to nitpick on. But those guys are consistently elite. Carson Wentz, you can't just have one good year and me be like, oh, well, this is the Carson Wentz we should always get. I don't know, man. Nick Foles came right in, and he just took over Super Bowl, bam, bam. I mean, we could chalk it up to that team being phenomenal and Carson Wentz looking better than he really was. So until I see Wentz back to the way he was, he is completely out of my elite quarterback category. And he's probably been out, at least for this season for sure. The tail of last season, he started to turn it up again, but in the beginning, he lost. So he's too inconsistent. So that was my Wentz rant, as I like to say. Look, that's my day. I'm done here. I'm gonna post my how I did last week with my picks and my spreads. So really quick before we go, last week with the spreads, I was 7-8. Did better than the last 2 weeks. Tough, man, tough. I'm telling you, these games are tough, man. You know, it's like, how do I know the Falcons are gonna beat the Raiders 43-6? How the fuck do I know that? Did you know? Anyone know that? Besides a Falcons fan? I mean, seriously. Straight up, I was 11-5. So I'm getting the game. I'm getting them, good, but unpredictable. Football is unpredictable. I love the game. It's amazing. That's why we always watch it every Sunday. I got the 85-inch TV. Shout out to my brother, Dr. Mikey Moo. Okay? He hooked me up with an 85-inch TV, and every Sunday we look forward. Why do we watch the games? Because we don't know the result. We don't. And that's why once a week, this week we had like 4 times this week we have football. But generally, once, twice a week, we get to sit down and just be like, wow, this is incredible. Unpredictable games, great games, intense. It's football, baby. It's football. And it's getting down to crunch time with these teams. No mistakes. They'll take you from here and they put you under quick. Mistakes. Especially this late in the season. Anyway, look. Everybody, I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. This was my first episode after the holidays, so I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for coming out. And I want you guys to please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever it is. Thank you for the support. And I definitely will see you guys next week. Much love. Peace.